Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and once again it is time for a dynamic effort bench press day. But a quick reminder for those of you who watch these videos, please remember to click like down below. It would be greatly appreciated. And the more I've worked with stuff, I've decided I really want to try to go heavier on my speed work. I want to eventually get closer to West Side's percentages. I've run a lot of the stuff with Matt Winning's stuff, and I feel like Winning's percentages are great for recovery. However, if we want to, only do a certain amount of total training volume, I feel like I got a lot out of the speed work when I was doing it heavier. I felt like I got stronger really, really well, and it lets us cut our workouts down overall because the dynamic effort work has such a profound effect. When there's a certain amount of tension on the bar, that you don't need as much accessory work. And this is what I've noticed, because for me, that's really the issue. I run into problems every time when I have overuse issues. That is usually, for me as a lifter, my biggest problem. This is where most of my problems come from that ever stall me, delay me. It is generally overuse, right? And then minor injuries as a result of overuse. And so I'm trying to find ways to streamline my training. And I think with doing the speed work that way, that is very much a way that I can do that. So I can get my workouts done inside of an hour. This workout was done within an hour today, including setting up the bands, warm-ups, everything. So again, going a little heavier with it and trying to just focus as hard as you can. And the thing is, doing the 5x5 like this, and I ran about 40%, right? We ran around 40% bar weight, 25% approximately band tension, right? And it was very, very difficult. My pecs, my front delts, my triceps all felt like they were pretty much hit with a hammer after the 5x5 of this. And again, it has to do with the compensatory acceleration, the way either bands or chains cause your eccentrics to be, particularly bands. I've noticed even with the lighter weights, the chest pump I get from bands is just ridiculous on speed work, even when I've gone lighter. But with this heavier work today, I noticed a lot more tricep. Also decided to just do JM presses after. I'm probably going to mess with floor presses and things like that, mostly moving forward on max effort day, but I don't need a lot of additional chest pressing on dynamic effort day because my pecs get such a ridiculous amount of work from that. So I've gone with a little bit wider grip JM presses. I know from this angle they don't look as good. I probably need to try to find a way to get a side angle. I can't do that because my washer and dryer get in the way. They get in the way a little bit. Also, I hit the J hooks there. I did the 120 and realized it didn't feel really that heavy for me today using this wider grip. So I went up to the 135 and did 4 sets of 10 afterwards, so that we got 5 total sets. I'm having to learn too with these roller J hooks that I have on there. I have the roller ones now. I do have to be careful of hitting them on this bench because this bench doesn't let you slide the bench further down. It's locked in place. So I have to slide further down. So that's why I hit the J hooks. It's just a matter of me getting into a better position for this exercise, which means I have to remember to get my butt almost to the edge of the bench. I've got to slide pretty far down. But again, they hit the triceps really hard. Felt a lot of medial tricep here. And I think as long as I do plenty of JM presses, along with my other pressing, my triceps should be getting plenty of work. They're always going to be a little bit of a priority for me because my arms suck. I don't have the best arm genetics. I have long arms. So giving them a little bit of extra attention isn't a bad idea. So the supplemental work was kept fairly minimal today. After doing the speed benching, we did JM presses, seal rows, front raises, dumbbell curls. Again, on max effort day, I'll probably add one more exercise because it's just less overall work. So I'll probably focus, I think for now, I'll either just do some benching itself or I'll do a lot of floor pressing. I did notice though when I worked triceps a ton, that's when my close grip bench went up back when I was bulking, when I hit those bigger numbers. I was doing a lot of floor press, granted it was close grip. I had been doing the band press downs, but I just started throwing JM presses back in and had gotten strong on them when I saw a big jump in my bench. And I don't feel that I need tons of the band presses right now. I'll work them in some weeks depending upon if I feel like I need them. So again, keeping it very simple. Most days are going to be 4 to 5 exercises of supplemental work. Dynamic lower days, maybe even less, because that 5x5, if I take the tension up on speed squats and speed pulls, is actually itself a pretty significant chunk of volume. So there'll be a lot of posterior chain focus and just pull-ups. But seal rows, these are, again, fairly difficult with this weight. As I said before, there was an issue getting my seal row bench. I bought it, they shipped part of it, and then it ran out of stock. So I'm not sure what the situation there is. They're trying to refund part of it. I'll deal with it later, getting the whole thing refunded, or figure out if they're going to ship it to me. But the seal rows, again, an exercise I'm a big fan of. You guys see me prescribe them a lot to people who have access to a seal row bench. And I'd have a lot of people in gyms do a setup like me, but even a lot of box gyms just don't have the setups. You know, they don't have a proper bar to do them with, even in the event that they have, you know, a couple of boxes that they can drag a flat bench over to. All right, front raises, again, I'm a fan of if you're not going to do incline work. They're very, very effective for getting you out of the bottom of the bench. Plus, I feel like they're a good overall shoulder exercise. Yes, they're really a front delt and a chest exercise, but because of the nature of the movement, they do work the entire shoulder to some extent. So do seal rows. Seal rows should, in theory, hit posterior delts and even side delts fairly hard. So again, it's a question of how much other delt work I want to work in. I'll keep working laterals and rear delt flies in here and there on different workouts. But I do like the front raises because I did notice a substantial carryover to my bench press back when I hit those PRs earlier this year. So I don't want to necessarily take it out of the rotation, even if on some other days I do other delt work. So today I decided to work it in again. And then we just finished up with curls. You know, and people have brought up, Jason, you've changed your mind a few times over the years on curls. Yes, I have, and a lot of it has to do with I never see bicep growth from curls. There have been times where I do 10 to 12 sets of curls every single week in addition to all my other pulling I've done in the past for months while on stuff, and did not see any bicep growth. Like nothing that I could tell. And there have been other times when I focus just on pull-ups or rows and people are like, your arms look like they got bigger. It's like, oh, good Lord. But I'm doing them because, again, it makes sense that I should need some bicep curls. I'm picking one that has a very, very good stimulus to fatigue that is least likely to injure you, because that's the other downside to curls. Curls cause a lot of injuries. And you don't see bodybuilders ever talk about that. You know, people talk about bench press and deadlifts, but more surgery requiring injuries happen from curls than probably just about any other exercise. You know, again, other than maybe improperly done bench press. But I think it comes down really to overuse. So I think 3 sets done twice a week isn't going to be an overuse issue, and it'll just complement my pull-ups and things as far as building some biceps. But triceps are always going to be a bigger focus. That's why they get more sets. For me as a powerlifter, they're just going to be more important. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I'll talk to you guys next time.